Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 6:30 p.m.
Good evening to you. This is News 6 at 6:30, getting results. Thanks for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Matt Austin. Ginger is on assignment right now. Let's get you to your forecast. Taking a live look over downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando Delivering Hope camera. Looks a lot better now. It was a soggy mess out there a moment ago, but as you can see from the background, we are tracking storms all across Central Florida. Meteorologist Julie Broughton has a look at where all that stuff is. Julie?
And we are still talking about some intense activity, but as you said, looking a little bit better for some folks over downtown Orlando from our Light Orlando camera. Still seeing stormy weather though over downtown, where you are sitting right now at 87 degrees. Look at the radar showing much of Orange County and Seminole County is under a special weather statement, and we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in place in parts of Volusia County. That is up until 6:45. We can go in a little bit closer for you and show you who is dealing with some of the most intense activity. We'll turn off the lightning as well so you can see the rainfall reflectivity rates, and notice really even if you're not in a warned area anywhere from New Smyrna Beach down toward Oak Hill, Mims, Titusville, you are talking about rough weather right now right along I-95, likely dealing with a lot of ponding of water on roadways. And where you see those areas of magenta, we have had reports of ping pong ball size hail as well as winds gusting to 60 miles per hour. So really a rough situation if you're in any of these areas. Maytown down toward Scottsmore, Shiloh, down toward Turnbull. You just want to hang out where you are. It looks like we have again that special weather statement in place for Seminole and Orange County. That is up until 6:45 because of winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour. We have had reports of some pea-sized hail in this area as well, and we are going to keep showers and thunderstorms going for the next couple of hours. We'll time all of this out for you and take a look ahead to the next 7 days and tell you when rain chances go back down coming up.
All right, Julie, thank you. News 6 taking a closer look at the investigation surrounding the death of an Ocoee Army veteran. The apparent road rage shooting happened back in November of 2023, and a year later, Orange County deputies arrested a suspect. But just 2 days ago, prosecutors decided not to move forward with the case against him. We wanted to know why. News 6's Laverne McGee got answers.
My dad, Gregory Reed, was kind, soft-spoken, and a man who was simply passing through a gas station parking lot when his life was stolen.
Deidre Anderson holds back tears as she talks about the death of her father. Investigators say 60-year-old Army veteran Gregory Reed was on his way home from this BP Circle K gas station at Clark and Silver Star Roads when he was shot and killed in a road rage incident. And although prosecutors say they have this video that shows the suspect in this Mercedes crossing paths with Reed's gray Toyota Camry, they claim it's not clear who shot and killed him. That's why they say 27-year-old Kendrick Anderson was arrested, but will not be facing any charges. Reed's family is shocked.
There's evidence that you were in the car while it was discharged, you and another person. One of you did it.
We asked the state attorney for their final report on this case to find out what prevented them from filing a murder charge. We got it this morning. The report says prosecutors interviewed several people that were mostly consistent, except the witness that said he really could not tell if the shooter was a male or female. He assumed it was a male because of what he had said and heard before the shooting, referring to a yelling match that happened, and that there's no evidence beyond a reasonable doubt to prove the defendant was the shooter.
It was a lot of emotions all at once, but mostly heartbroken because he's gone and there's no justice.
Laverne McGee, News 6.
Well, some new information is coming in about a shooting at a Walgreens in Port Orange. Police say a disgruntled customer shot 2 employees last night at the store on the corner of Taylor Road and Williamson Boulevard. We now know who was behind the gun, possibly. News 6's Molly Reed is outside the store with the latest.
The store is still closed here today. A lot of people showing up and seeing that sign on the door that says they're closed, not knowing what happened. Now, we spoke to one woman who says she was inside the store when this happened last night. She did not want to go on camera today, saying that she was still too shaken up, but she says she was inside the store, heard the gunshots, and she and other customers ran.
Somebody has a gun, they're actually shooting?
Yeah, they just shot in the pharmacy.
We just got these 911 calls. They came in from frantic customers and employees.
You said the pharmacist is shot?
Yes, shots fired. He's bleeding. I think he shot 3 times. Okay, we have 2 people shot.
Police say the man with the gun was 60-year-old Daniel Lee Asaf. Customers telling dispatchers that he came into the store upset.
I looked at the lady. I said, I have a funny feeling. We need to get out of here. And that's when we heard, oh, my God. And then everybody started running.
Followed by gunshots ringing out.
The man was very pissed off at the manager. He said, I've been coming here for 20-plus years. And he said, and I'm very upset, and I just had this feeling, and I heard 3 gunshots.
Police say Asaf ran out of the store.
Where is he now?
I don't know. He shot in the window, and then he ran out.
We know that the man then ran out of the store into the parking lot where he shot and killed himself. Now we're told one of the victims who was shot in the abdomen is still in the hospital recovering. The other victim who was shot in the foot was able to be released. Neither of them have been identified yet. We have seen today several Walgreens corporate employees going inside the store trying to reopen it safely. In Port Orange, Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed, News 6.
Well, the world has a new pope. For the first time in history, an American has been chosen to lead the Catholic Church. Bradley Blackburn is at the Vatican with this historical moment.
White smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel, a signal the Cardinals had elected a new pope. The crowd in St. Peter's Square erupted in cheers, then waited in suspense for the announcement.
Habemus Papam.
Habemus Papam, we have a pope, and the world's first look at the new pontiff. Emerging from St. Peter's Basilica, Robert Prevost becomes the first American pope in history, taking the name Leo XIV. His first words, peace be with you all.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
Prevost is seen as a progressive on many social issues. Overall, he's viewed as a centrist. Like Pope Francis, Prevost has spent time embracing marginalized groups like the poor. He has dual citizenship between the U.S. and Peru, where he served for years. This is an extraordinary moment for American Catholics, seeing Leo XIV on the balcony, the first pope born in the United States, who is now spiritual leader for nearly 1.5 billion people.
He's the least American. I mean, that's, I think, what made him electable.
As crowds rushed into the square, a surge of emotion caught up with Tammy Harper.
It's just everything.
Once in a lifetime.
It is a once in a lifetime, and
for us to be here in this moment.
Just so blessed and grateful.
For the crowds watching and waiting, it was a once in a lifetime thrill. What are you hoping for in the man that comes out on that balcony?
Peace, kindness, humanity.
In the seconds before the white smoke, a baby bird tested its legs next to the chimney, a classic symbol of rebirth as the Catholic Church begins a new chapter. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, the Vatican.
Well, it's Central Florida's #1 news website, clickorlando.com. Let's check out what's trending tonight. Publix always seems to be on our minds, at least of the readers, and it's no different when it comes to their new ice cream products. The beloved grocery chain announced fan favorite ice cream flavors and new pint sizes with lactose-free options. There's the rich and creamy Moose Tracks, Chocolate Trinity, but maybe if you're adventurous, you'll give the lactose-free Pineapple Banana a try. Who knows? Full list is featured at clickorlando.com. Here are some other trending stories right now over at The Click. If you've moved here from the United Kingdom, can you just swap out your driver's license for a Florida one? The answer is no, but Click Orlando breaks down the process to get one. It's not too bad. Basketball legend Sue Bird is sliding to a brand new position with the USA Women's National Team as the first managing director for the team. Bird is now responsible for assembling Team USA for the Olympics. Could results be coming for families who use a Palm Bay park? Concerns over being too close to water have led to new plans for a fence. But first, banking information, pictures, and more, all accessible once thieves hijack your digital SIM card. Investigator Lewis Bolden is looking into how you can protect your personal device. You're watching News 6 at 6:30, live on News 6 Plus, covering Paramore, Wilbur by the Sea, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Thursday evening traffic alert. We're going to see those full closures depending on weather along 417 southbound out here north of 528, meaning everybody's coming off. So make sure you're careful there. And then westbound I-4 as well. You see all the cones out here because that's scheduled construction. All cars at I-4 at Kirkman are going to be required to get off. A lot of construction happening just west of there. Can't have cars traveling through there, so we need everyone kind of be safe. I'm Trooper Steve with your News 6 traffic alert. Drive carefully, and I'll catch you in the morning.
Well, tonight we're shedding light on a growing threat that could affect you or your loved ones. You see, crooks can hijack the SIM card on your cell phone and get access to everything on your phone, including banking information. Investigator Lewis Bolden spoke with a local victim who says it happened to her.
First of all, they're going to hijack your phone.
When Beverly Johnson recently tried to use her phone, she got a message saying emergency calls only.
This can happen to anybody.
When she logged into her account, she didn't see her Samsung Galaxy. Instead, there was an Apple iPhone. Her carrier told her she had been the victim of an eSIM card swap.
I mean, I kind of feel like someone has kind of taken over a portion of my life.
Embedded Subscriber Identity Module, or eSIM, is a digital SIM card built into your phone instead of a physical one. It carries an identification number unique to the owner, storing personal data and prevents the device from operating if it's removed. SIM swapping is when thieves change your cell phone SIM card via computer to go to a device in their possession.
It has been overwhelming.
Overwhelming because crooks have tapped into her device and into her financials. They hit her bank account with a $577 charge and another $1,000 charge. They charged $2,600 in gift cards. And just 2 days ago, 3 Western Union transactions, $500 a pop from her savings account.
Closing down the accounts, I did that. And I have been working on this since 4/4, and I am spending anywhere from 3 to 5 hours almost every day.
eSIM swaps. How common is this?
Very common. It's more common than people think it is.
Caroline O'Brien Buster is the special agent in charge of the U.S. Secret Service Orlando Field Office.
Like a SIM swap, people think, well, what do they want my phone for? At the end of the day, it's money, and at the end of the day, it's your bank accounts or it's your crypto accounts. It's your investments accounts. It's whatever monetary things you have connected to your phone.
Fred Sanks is a network intrusion forensic analyst with the Secret Service.
You basically have to talk to your telecommunication provider and say, what can I do to protect? What other layers of protection can I add to my account to protect my SIM card?
Sanks says different carriers have different levels of protection, like voice print analysis to verify it's actually you calling. Some offer a SIM freeze, or two-step authentication that goes to an app as opposed to a text to your phone. But it's up to you to contact your carrier.
The telecommunication providers will offer the service, but it's up to you a lot of times to sign up and add that extra layer, and I suggest that you do it.
Do you feel violated?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Lewis Bolden reporting for us there. Here's a live look now over at Daytona Beach. Not a Chamber of Commerce style day out there for any of us, but we are getting that much needed rain. Meteorologist Julie Broughton, is it still out there? Has it drifted off yet? No, still some people are getting that rain.
Yes, and we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Volusia County. Things have really been popping for us this afternoon. Here's a wide look out at all of Central Florida, where we have so much lightning going on that it's hard to actually see where the really heavy activity is. So as we take the lightning data off for you, you can see where some of those warnings are. So again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in place in Volusia County, where you see that orange box. Special weather statements in place for both Volusia County down into Brevard County, as well as Seminole County, for some strong winds as well. So it's going a little bit closer for you and show you some of that really intense activity. So where you see those areas of magenta, that shows us where that hail core is with some of these thunderstorms. And some of these storms earlier today were producing ping pong ball sized hail. So we are talking about really intense storms stretching from Edgewater, Bethune Beach. Some of the heaviest rain will be moving into your area here. And we're also talking about winds gusting to around 60 miles per hour. This goes all the way down through Allenhurst, Dummit Grove, Wilson, KSC, Merritt Island, all just really getting hit hard with these powerful thunderstorms. We were expecting severe weather today. That's why today and tomorrow are designated weather alert days. As we take you back farther to the east toward Bowdoin and Lemon Bluff, also getting reports of some hail and some gusty winds. And when we talk about the colors on the radar, that tells us how much rain is coming down. So we're talking about 1 to 3 inches of rain coming down down per hour in some spots, and these storms have been moving generally off toward the east around 10 to 15 miles per hour. We can go back into southern Orange County and northern Osceola County a little bit closer. No advisories or warnings in place, but again, we're talking about really heavy rain tracking toward the Weehawhoty area, affecting Lake Hart, moving over into some parts of Osceola County that aren't super heavily populated. But again, we are talking about wet roadways area-wide after these showers have moved through, and we are going to keep rain around for the next couple of hours. Clouds and rain forecast showing as we move through the next hour to hour and a half, and our sea breezes and those outflow boundaries continue to interact. We could still see more strong thunderstorms. The best chance for that around 8 o'clock. Titusville down toward Rockledge, even back toward Orlando. Taking you through 9, 10 o'clock, some of those showers continuing to push off toward the east. I think the showers will wrap up a little bit earlier for us tonight than they did last night. Then overnight, we'll see clear skies, partly cloudy as we start out your Friday. And then again, tomorrow afternoon, we are designating that a weather alert day for that potential of severe weather in some of the same areas that we have seen today. Here's what it looks like for you right now in Volusia County, where our Daytona Beach sky cam showing it is wet out there, 82 degrees. Some spots where you're seeing the rain right now, quite a bit cooler, 72 in Orlando, 83 in the Villages. Here's your forecast for tonight.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
71 for your overnight low in Orlando. You drop to 70 in Mico. 7-day forecast showing rain chances at 60% for tomorrow. Goes up to 70% for Saturday. For your Mother's Day, we will be dodging some heavy rain once again, but rain chances really go up on Monday before things begin to dry out by Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you, Julie. Keep streaming. We'll be right back.
I'm News 6 anchor Justin Mormon.
And I'm News 6 anchor Crystal Moyer. Coming up in the morning, a viral TikTok challenge prompting a local school district to warn parents.
Yeah, what some students are doing to try to get views online that could be putting entire classrooms in danger.
Plus, our rain chances, they're going to be sticking around. Candace will have your update every 10 minutes.
We'll see you for News 6 mornings starting at 6.
Well, could families who want a fence between a new playground and a big pond be getting results? A week ago, News 6's James Sparvero talked to a parent at Fred Poppy Park in Palm Bay about her fears of children getting hurt, especially since the new playground was also designed for kids with special needs. Well, James asked the city if it was going to do anything about it, and now he's back with an update.
I've made it back to Poppy Park. There's the playground, and again, I can show you just how close the water is. This was the big concern for some parents who I talked to in my first story. And I told you I'd give you an update once I heard back from the city, and now we have it. So, Palm Bay is telling me now that their Parks and Facilities Department is going to submit in their next budget request installing fencing somewhere between the playground and the water. I'm going to talk to more parents about how they feel about this. So Jerica tells me it's her first time at this park. It's a beautiful park, isn't it?
It is a very beautiful park.
But you noticed right away there's no gate around the area. Do you think if the city added a gate, it would be a good idea?
I feel as if it would be a very good idea, especially with all the kids and stuff like that. You want it to be extra safe.
All right, now Abe, on the other hand, tells me he brings his grandkids here at least once a week. You've never been bothered by the fact that there's no fence or gate between the playground and the water?
I believe in you keep an eye on your kids.
What about, because the city says this is an inclusive playground for all children?
Right.
Do you think there's more of a risk if a child has special needs and perhaps they wander off and get close to the water?
Yeah, but again, I see that as a parent responsibility.
I feel like there's always that chance though. What if it's that 1 second anything can happen? So, you know, you turn your back, something happens, especially if you have more than one kid.
Ark Park is another in Palm Bay that has a playground next to water. But as you can see here, there is some sort of fencing. For fencing to come to Poppy Park, the city tells me it would have to be reviewed by the city council. That is, unless they can find any available money now before next year's budget request. In Palm Bay, Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, Getting Results News 6.
Well, they did a nice job with the rest of the park. It looks great. Thanks for watching News 6 at 6:30. You can stream news online anytime on our News 6 Plus Smart TV app. Remember, we break news at clickorlando.com. Have a great night. We'll see you at 11.
We are at the downtown campus for Orlando Health, and we are honored to be joined by Dr. Arnaldo Velez today, who is a vascular neurologist here. Welcome, Dr. Velez. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of your patients are coming through the ER, and they don't know what's going on. And while we've heard a lot about the signs and symptoms of stroke in the last few years, they're different in every single person. What should we really be looking for?
Yeah, so we have an acronym for that. It's called BFAST. B stands for balance or incoordination. E is for eyes, so visual loss or double vision. F stands for face, asymmetry of the face or facial drooping. A, it's arm weakness or legs. S would be speech, so inability to speak or slurred speech. T is for time, which is the most important aspect of stroke care, because about 2 million brain cells will die every minute in patients that are having a stroke.
What kind of time are we talking about? Minutes, obviously, but do we have hours? I mean, if we're not near a hospital, do we have days?
The sooner the better. We do have a medication, the clot busting medication that we give stroke patients, but we have a time window for that medication, and it's 4.5 hours from the symptom or the symptom onset. We also have the capability to go in with a catheter to the brain and get the clot out. And that has a time window of about 24 hours.
The symptoms that we talked about in BFAST, I mean, those are kind of easy to see. But other people experience symptoms that we don't think about when we're thinking about stroke. What are some of the additional symptoms that people can have?
The most common symptom that we see, it's dizziness that comes out of nowhere and it stays. The other thing is the worst headache of their lives. Also seizures in older population out of nowhere as well.
What are some of the most important things we can do to reduce our stroke risk?
Yeah, most importantly, you have to know your risks, right? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have diabetes? And if so, make sure that you control those risk factors. Also, limit alcohol intake as well as avoid smoking. exercise at least 20 minutes per day, and then a healthy diet, high in whole foods, low in fats, and things like that.
What kind of outcomes are you seeing now versus even a few years ago?
We're seeing many more patients going home rather than going to a nursing home or a rehab facility.
In so many cases, they can go back to having a perfectly normal life.
Completely normal lives, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's another reason to choose well with Orlando Health. For more information, visit orlandohealth.com/stroke.